What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the Texas Rangers Report. And if this is your first time watching, make sure to subscribe right now because I'm your #1 source for all things Texas Rangers in the offseason and into the regular season as well. But with that being said, let's get straight into it. So obviously the Texas Rangers have handed out the bag this year in free agency, signing Seager and Semien, etc. And that has kind of displaced a really serviceable middle infielder in Isiah Kiner-Falefa, a Gold Glover at third base, above average defender at shortstop. And for teams like the New York Yankees who are looking for a shortstop, he could be a really good trade target. He has 2 years of team control remaining. He's still at a really good age for a shortstop. Doesn't really add too much with the bat. However, for a team like the New York Yankees, who are in a really weird state with the luxury tax, you don't know what's going to happen with the collective bargaining agreement, if it's going to stay the same, if it's going to change. However, they're still, even if it changes, I'm still sure that the Yankees are going to be near a new luxury tax. So going after Carlos Correa, Trevor Story wouldn't make too much sense. Although going after a guy like Isiah Kiner-Falefa, who could be a nice stopgap until your top prospects, until Anthony Volpe are ready, that could make some sense. This is what Isiah Kiner-Falefa is gonna provide. He's gonna provide top of the line defense for the next 2 years. If you could even keep him as a utility guy. The offense, not the best. If you look at his average, you'll be like, okay, that's pretty solid. But the advanced numbers would say otherwise. Although, obviously, this would have to come in the form of a trade. Shortstops are a premium position on an MLB team. So what would the Rangers be asking for? I think that if the Rangers were to hear calls from the New York Yankees, it'd have to be for a top prospect. And obviously, this isn't going to be for Jason Dominguez or Anthony Volpe or anything like that. But I think the Rangers are definitely in need of some pitching help. So I think Clark Schmidt could make some sense. He's an older guy. I think he still has potential, but this could be a type of acquisition that's kind of like acquiring Dane Dunning last year in the Lance Lynn deal. That could make some sense. Dane Dunning had Tommy John. Clark Schmidt had Tommy John. They're around the same age. Clark Schmidt could compete for the 5th spot in the rotation. I like that. And then I think Clark Schmidt is kind of lower in the prospect rankings for the Yankees, maybe 5th or 6th. So I would definitely go after that. And you always need pitching. No matter how much pitching you have, you can still always go for that. And then the second prospect that I think the Rangers should go after is Yankees 13th prospect, according to MLB.com, in Everson Pereira. The Rangers had interest in Everson. He was actually supposed to come to the Rangers organization in the Joey Gallo trade whenever we were sending John King to you guys. However, that all got changed whenever the Yankees didn't like John King's physical, and we sent Joely Rodriguez instead, and the Rangers took on less prospects. So I would think if we were to if the Yankees inquired about IKF and the Rangers were to listen to some offers, I think pitching would make a lot of sense because a lot of teams need pitching. Even the Dodgers need pitching, even whenever they signed Trevor Bauer, because a lot of stuff happened. We all know that. But for a team like the Rangers who are trying to get out of a rebuild, they're going to be needing a lot of pitching, even though they signed John Gray. They're going to be in discussions for Clayton Kershaw. So I think Clark Schmidt could make some sense. Could he be a bust? Sure, but it's a place to start. And then you have a bunch of young players, young pitchers on the roster that can compete for those lower end spots in the rotation. Some can move to the bullpen. So I think that'd be a good trade. So Clark Schmidt and Everson Pereira, and the Yankees, you get 2 years of IKF. He could be your shortstop. You can move him to second base if Anthony Volpe comes to the majors earlier than expected. He can play third. He can pretty much move all around the diamond. He hasn't played outfield for us, but he most likely can. He's played catcher in the past. That is not going to be the case for IKF moving forward. Don't expect him to be like, oh, he could play catcher on dated. No, he's not going to be your catcher. But yeah, so IKF, he is definitely going to be in some trade discussions after the lockout. I do think other teams could be in the bidding war for IKF, but stay tuned because I'll be posting other teams that could inquire about IKF. But if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Yankees fans, let me know what you think. Rangers fans, let me know what you think about this trade. I don't really know, since these clubs are going to try to be competing. I don't know if it's really going to be a player for player trade. That's why I think it's going to be a player for prospect trade. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.